Welcome. I'm your host Aditi Singh and you're watching My India. As the US raises tariffs on Chinese goods, India finds itself in a strategic sweet spot. With a 90-day tariff break from Washington, New Delhi has a rare chance to strengthen its role in global supply chains. Sectors like textiles, electronics and auto parts are already gaining traction. If India leverages this window, possibly with a US-India trade deal, it could boost exports and emerge as a key global manufacturing hub.
As the U.S. escalates its trade offensive against China, with tariffs reaching up to 245%, India finds itself in a strategic sweet spot. In a bold move, Washington has announced a 90-day tariff hiatus for some nations, including India, giving New Delhi a rare opportunity to strengthen its role in global supply chains. While China faces punitive duties, India's moderate tariff regime and growing ties with the U.S. position it as a practical China plus one alternative. American buyers, multinationals, and global planners are now eyeing India more seriously for industries once dominated by Chinese exports. Instead of retaliating, India is choosing diplomacy, a move industry leaders see as pragmatic and forward-looking.
It will hurt India's industries across the board. Some industries they may gain because of the higher tariffs on the other nations, but since there is no predictability of the tariffs, I don't think any investor will be taking risk of investing in any country. So theoretically we say India may gain on say labor intensive sectors and other sectors because of higher tariffs on China or Vietnam or even Bangladesh.
India stands to benefit from shifting global trade patterns, with export-driven sectors like textiles, electronics, auto parts, and gems and jewelry poised for rising demand as buyers seek alternatives to China amid tariff hikes. This shift could reinvigorate the Make in India initiative as multinationals diversify their sourcing strategies. The current tariff truce also coincides with growing speculation about a US-India trade deal, which could ease regulatory barriers and deepen bilateral trade ties.
We are hopeful, especially with the President Trump saying he has a good chemistry with our Prime Minister and he says he's a friend. Our chance of getting a good bilateral deal is fairly good, and I'm optimistic on it.
India's non-allied stance and strategic location enhance its appeal as a reliable partner for nations looking to reduce dependence on China. The country has long navigated tariff challenges with strategic foresight. In February, Prime Minister Modi and US President Trump agreed to pursue a bilateral trade deal to deepen cooperation and streamline trade.
प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी और प्रेसिडेंट ट्रंप ने फरवरी में ही निर्णय ले लिया था कि हम आपसी संबंध बढ़ाते हुए बायलैटरल ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट एक ऐसा करार करेंगे जो भारत और यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स के बीच व्यापार को सरल भी करेगा, 500 बिलियन तक यानी आज से 2.5 गुना बढ़ाने का काम भी करेगा.
Experts caution that while Indian industries may face short-term disruptions, the long-term potential is significant. The real opportunity lies in India's ability to seize this moment by enhancing export competitiveness, attracting greater foreign investment, and diversifying trade partnerships beyond its current reliance on China.
India is forging ahead in the responsible adoption of digital technology. The Carnegie Global Technology Summit 2025, themed Sambhavna, meaning possibilities, set the stage to elevate India's digital leadership by championing innovation, nurturing global tech collaborations, and driving inclusive growth through emerging technologies.
The global race for AI dominance has intensified, with the US, China, and the EU competing for technological supremacy across innovation, regulation, and ethics, shaping everything from defense to diplomacy. Amid this, India is advancing responsibly, emphasizing inclusive growth, ethical AI, and public good digital infrastructure to build a balanced and future-ready digital ecosystem. Co-hosted by Carnegie India and the Ministry of External Affairs, the summit convened over 150 global thought leaders from 40 countries under the unifying theme Sambhavna. Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar opened the summit by highlighting India's pioneering digital public infrastructure and active trade engagements with the US, EU, and UK, positioning India as a crucial bridge between the global south and the wider world.
We are actually seeing leapfrogging possibilities. I mean, if we are going to follow a path which was linear and extrapolative in a way, I think that has its own limitations with which we would have always struggled, because we would have come at it perhaps not with the required efficiency to get the benefits of it. So when you have now new pathways, some of which are still not invented, I think there are great possibilities here in terms of growth of new sectors, of really creating value, and also the other part of it is bringing our strengths to bear.
Industry leaders echoed this vision throughout the summit. Nandan Nilekani, Infosys co-founder and architect of Adar, emphasized how a decade of digital transformation is now powering AI at scale, reaching millions of farmers through predictive tools and enabling students with digital learning.
So when we look at implementing AI at scale in India, it's built on an existing foundation of digital transformation that has happened for a decade. What are those, and with the current thing we have, the predominant languages of the phone are English and Hindi. The UI, the user interface is a touch screen which you key in, and you have static knowledge available. And even with that, we have reached more than 500 million users. Today, WhatsApp in India has more than 600 million users.
Sunil Kantmunjal, chairman of Hero Enterprise, urged India to lead with trusted technology, highlighting the private sector's growing global footprint in areas like electric vehicles and sustainable innovation.
India is one of the countries which is seen as less controversial than most others in the world. We have never actively gone and engaged in a war, for example. Even at this moment, what India is doing by way of providing vaccines during the COVID, or providing an open platform, which we are now sharing, as you know, the UPI platform is being shared with multiple countries right now.
The summit was more than a national showcase. It was a global conversation. Leaders from countries like Germany and Australia praised India's growing influence in shaping tech policy. Sessions with international experts explored complex challenges like AI governance and cybersecurity, where India's balanced, innovation-driven approach earned global appreciation.
In our supply chain plays a different role, and I think India has very strong future when it comes to our back-end assembly, test, and packaging. It's a very important part of our supply chain, but on the front end, there's also critical minerals. India has a lot of these critical minerals and a lot of processing it does in other industries that the critical minerals and gases come from. So I think India needs to double down in those particular areas.
India has an excellent knowledge base of startups, of engineers, of technical universities, and it's very much a matter of providing the right conditions for this group of people to do their job, to innovate, to test out new things. And I think one of the benefits of China has been that they have had this very strong notion of culture of learning and developing new stuff. India also has that.
India is no longer just keeping up. India is setting the pace. From building the world's most inclusive digital public infrastructure to pioneering advances in AI, semiconductors, and space. From empowering youth to fostering global trust, India's technology journey reflects hope, ambition, and boundless potential.
As Baisakhi celebrations lit up the nation, Udhampur's historic Devika Baisakhi Fest stood out as a vibrant symbol of unity. Held on the holy banks of Devika, the three-day event saw people from all communities come together. With cultural stalls, local crafts and festive fervour, the fair reflected the shared joy and brotherhood marking India's harvest celebrations. Take a look.
Baisakhi marks the joyous celebration of harvest and the spirit of new beginnings. It brings communities together in vibrant unity, prayers and festive cheer. A truly heartwarming celebration, Baisakhi in India's Jammu and Kashmir was marked by great enthusiasm, peace and prosperity. The community came together in vibrant traditional attire, creating a lively atmosphere filled with joy and unity. The day began with soulful bhajans and special prayers at the local gurudwaras, where people offered gratitude for a bountiful harvest and prayed for continued blessings.
आज के दिन गुरु गोविंद सिंह साहब जो हमारे 10वें गुरु थे, ठीक है, गुरु नानक देव जी ने फाउंडेशन रखी सिखिज्म की और गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी तक आते आते 10वें गुरु साहब जी ने हमें एक यूनिफॉर्मिलिटी दी, एक अलग दुनिया से एक अलग स्वरूप दिया हमें, ताकि जो एक सिख है वो लाखों में भी एक पहचाना जाए कि अपनी पगड़ी, अपने केस, अपने रूप से कि ये सिख है.
The Baisakhi celebration in Jammu and Kashmir beautifully reflected the spirit of unity and togetherness as people from all walks of life came together, transcending age, background and social boundaries. Meanwhile, a historic 3-day Baisakhi fair was organized at Devika in Udhampur, celebrating the occasion with rich traditional flavor. A number of stalls were set up by both local vendors and government departments, showcasing and raising awareness for the local products.
मैं आपके वसासत से अपनी जितने भी ज़ायरीन हैं जो कि दूर दराज से नज़दीक से यहाँ माथा टेकने आ रहे हैं, कीर्तन सरवण करने आ रहे हैं, उनका वेलकम करता हूँ और उनके लिए लंगर का प्रबंध भी किया गया है. गुरु घर में लंगर तो वैसे 24 घंटे चलता है, लेकिन आज कुछ खास इंतजामात उनके लिए किए गए हैं. अपने कश्मीरी भाइयों का भी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि वो परसों से हमारे साथ जो एक ब्रदरहुड जो यहाँ पे कायम किया गया हमारे साथ, वो हमारी खुशी में शरीक होने आते हैं.
The occasion was not just about marking the harvest season. It became a heartfelt expression of life, love and collective hope. Prayers, music and laughter echoed through the streets, symbolizing a shared vision for peace and prosperity. The festival served as a shining example of how festivals can inspire unity, spread positivity and strengthen the fabric of our diverse society.
Now, let's delve into World in Focus, featuring the latest global developments and events shaping our world.
Thousands of people attended a Comic-Con event in the Czech capital Prague, with many attendees wearing elaborate costumes as their favorite characters from pop culture.
Takže letos proběhne už 6. ročník Comic-Conu po 5. loňském, který byl zatím největší, který jsme dosud zorganizovali. Měli jsme více než 27 000 lidí. Letos uvidíme, jaká bude návštěva. Pokusíme se přiblížit tomuto číslu.
As usual at Comic-Con events, several celebrities were in attendance, such as British actors Warwick Davis, known for his work in the Harry Potter and Star Wars films, and Jamie Campbell-Bower, who had a starring role as the villain in the 4th season of Netflix series Stranger Things. Cambodian farmers went full throttle by taking their best oxen to the racetrack at this year's annual ox cart race, just ahead of mid-April's Khmer New Year and rice harvesting season.
ចង់និយាយថាខ្ញុំតាំងពីកើតមកខ្ញុំមិនដែលឃើញការប្រណាំងគោនេះទេបងទឹកតាលើកទី1ទេដែលខ្ញុំបានមកមើលប្រណាំងគោហើយឬសូគេនិយាយថាមានតែនៅខេត្តកំពង់ស្ពឺមួយទេការប្រណាំងគោនេះអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំអត់ឲ្យឱកាសនេះកន្លងផុតទេអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំត្រូវមកមើលការប្រណាំងគោនេះឲ្យបាន
A centuries-old tradition, the race was revived more than a decade ago by officials and farmers aiming to prevent such culture from disappearing, as tractors and modern farm equipment gradually replace oxen across the countryside. According to organizers, this year's race, which marks the 11th since the tradition was revived, drew 75 contestants while hundreds of spectators gathered to the venue's 1-kilometer dirt track at Kampong Speu province, located some 80 kilometers west of capital Phnom Penh. The winner was awarded a new ox cart, a hefty cash prize of 1.2 million Cambodian riel to USD $298 and a trophy.
Women in India are shifting the narrative, taking the wheel, leading boardrooms and reshaping fields both corporate and agricultural. With rising employment and sharper financial savvy, they are not just entering the workforce, they are redefining it. Stay with us for more powerful stories of women breaking barriers and building legacies.
The women you see on screen are steering toward independence with the Azad Foundation's Women with Wheels initiative. This flagship program empowers women from low-income communities, breaking stereotypes about what a woman's job should be. From their first learner's permit to a permanent license, they're guided every mile on 2 wheels or 4.
स्कूटी चलाना बचपन से ही सीखना चाहती थी। मैंने अपनी लाइफ में साइकिल भी नहीं चलाई है, बट मुझे यहाँ पे आके स्कूटी चलाने का सीखने का मौका दिया जा रहा था, तो मैंने स्कूटी चलाना सीखा। अब अचीव ये करना चाहती हूँ मैं कि जैसे कि यहाँ पे स्कूटी चलाना सीख गई हूँ, मेरा लाइसेंस बन गया, तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि मैं जॉब करूँ। मैं भी मतलब बाकी लोगों की तरह चला सकती हूँ, लड़कों की बराबरी में खड़े होकर स्कूटी चला सकती हूँ। हमें यहाँ पे ऐसा सिखाया जाता है, तो मैं कर सकती हूँ और बाकी की महिलाएं भी कर सकती हैं।
Since its inception in 2008, the Azad Foundation has been transforming lives, training over 300 women each year through its centers in many cities across India. Alongside its flagship driving program, the Azad Foundation runs impactful initiatives like the Feminist Leadership Program, Men for Gender Justice, and Azad Kashori, all aimed at building a more just, inclusive society.
जो महिलाएं हमारी रिसोर्स पुअर वुमेन हैं और उनको साधन उपलब्ध नहीं है जहां वो आगे निकल के अपनी पहचान बनाएं, और अगर वो आगे निकलती भी हैं तो उनके लिए वही रोज़गार उपलब्ध हैं जो परंपरागत हैं, जो चलते आ रहे हैं। वो टीचिंग करें, मेहंदी, सिलाई, ब्यूटिशियन। और आज़ाद फाउंडेशन ने ये सोचा कि हम उनके लिए जो रोज़गार के साधन उपलब्ध कराएं वो उस फील्ड में जो उनके लिए गैर परंपरागत हैं और एक तरह से उस फील्ड के दरवाजे उनके लिए बंद हैं। तो उन्होंने ड्राइविंग की शुरुआत की इस सोच के साथ कि महिलाएं जब बाहर निकलेंगी तो दूसरी महिलाएं भी सुरक्षित होंगी।
India's female employment rate has risen from 23% to 42%, with a target of 70% by 2047. As shared mobility services like ride shares, bike sharing and ride hailing expand in cities, they are opening new doors for women. Companies like Rapido are stepping up with initiatives like Pink Mobility to empower and employ more women in the sector.
In the fast-paced streets of Indian cities, where two-wheelers weave through traffic, Rapido is adding a bold new hue: pink. Through its Empower Her initiative, Rapido launched Pink Mobility to help women across the country earn a sustainable income. The launch event brought together thought leaders, NGOs, gig workers, and women captains, all united in their commitment to women's empowerment.
Over the last decade, we have almost created like 9 million jobs, and we have one of the core values is women empowerment. So right now we believe this is the right time to have dialogue on the pink mobility in itself. So we have piloted this for last 3 years in few of the top cities in the country and had some learnings, and now we believe it's time to spread the wings, scale, and look at how do we bring more inclusion of women workforce even to the gig workforce.
From boardrooms to farmlands and bustling city streets, women in India are not just participating, they're leading the way. Across sectors like mobility, fashion, educational technology, and agriculture, women are uplifting communities and driving the nation's progress. According to a 2025 Niti Aayog report, 27 million women are now actively monitoring their credit, a remarkable 42% rise from the previous year, reflecting a powerful surge in financial awareness and independence.
Where we have to create jobs for women which cater to the need for flexible work, gig work, so on and so forth. But it's also important to create non-traditional job roles, to look at job roles which have been traditionally devoted to men. And I think there technology plays a very significant role, because technology can actually enable women to participate in these roles. Like we're traditional in retail sector, in manufacturing sector, in agriculture sector.
The rising presence of women in business, agriculture, and mobility is more than a gender milestone. It's a triumph for the nation. Economies flourish when women participate, communities prosper when women lead, and societies transform when women are empowered with equal opportunities.
In a world where professional commitments often take precedence, traditional Indian performance arts are experiencing a vibrant resurgence, not just as cultural expressions, but as deeply personal passions that transcend boundaries. From the thunderous rhythm of the Puneri dhol to the elegant grace of Bihu dance, these timeless art forms are evolving into powerful life pursuits, seamlessly blending vocation with devotion.
Meet Pooja Godke, an HR professional by day and a passionate Puneri dhol player by heart. Captivated by vibrant college performances, she joined the Shiv Mudra Dhol Tasha troupe in 2010. Balancing her corporate career with her love for the dhol, Pooja has been performing at Pune's iconic Ganpati festival for over a decade. The journey wasn't easy, from handling the dhol's weight to enduring bruises from its ropes. But months of rigorous practice led her to master the powerful beats that now define her festive spirit.
पुणे में लक्ष्मी रोड पे बहुत धूमधाम से गणपति मनाई जाती है, तो जो भी हमारे कॉलेज फ्रेंड्स, हम सब फ्रेंड्स मिलके साथ में जाते थे देखने। ढोल पतक वहाँ पे बहुत हुआ करता था, तो वो देख के एक इच्छा जाग गई थी कि मुझे भी ये सीखना है, मुझे भी गणपति बप्पा की सेवा करनी है और मुझे भी इन सब लोग के साथ शामिल होना है। ये रीज़न के वजह से वो जज्बा लेके मैंने शिव मुद्रा पथक ज्वाइन किया।
Rooted in tradition and driven by passion, this iconic musical group is devoted to preserving Maharashtra's rich cultural legacy through electrifying performances. Established nearly 2 decades ago, the group has grown into a vibrant community of over 500 members, captivating audiences at major religious, cultural, and sporting events, with standout performances during Pune's legendary Ganesh Festival. Known for its unwavering discipline and rigorous training, the group opens its doors each year to new members, nurturing the next generation of spirited performers.
ये जो है किसी का ब्रेड एंड बटर है नहीं,
तो इनकी ये पैशन है और इनकी हॉबी भी कह सकते हैं या इनका लव कह सकते हैं टूवर्ड्स आवर परंपरा। तो जब कोई भी बंदा या बंदी आती है और वो इधर हमें कहती है कि मुझे ये सीखना है, बजाना है, तो गणपति से 1.5 महीना पहले हमारी प्रैक्टिस शुरू हो जाती है। उधर पंडाल लगता है, बड़ा पंडाल रहता है और उसमें हम 6 से 9 मतलब उस हमें जो परमिशन मिलती है 6 से 9 तक, तो उसमें हम बच्चों को सिखाते हैं। और इसमें कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स रहते हैं, इसमें आईटी प्रोफेशनल्स रहते हैं, कोई डॉक्टर्स रहते हैं, लॉयर्स रहते हैं, इंजीनियर्स रहते हैं, ऐसे विविध क्षेत्र से लोग आते हैं और एक साथ में फैमिली की तरह रह के वो सीखते भी है, बजाते भी है और गणपति अपना फेस्टिवल का आनंद भी बहुत लेते हैं सर।
Halfway across India, in the northeastern state of Assam, another traditional art form is making waves, the Bihu dance. Deeply rooted in the region's agricultural rhythms, Bihu is more than just a dance. It is a joyous celebration of nature, community, and life itself. Preparations begin well in advance, with local committees training children and youth in the graceful hand, waist, and foot movements that define the form. Set to the pulsating rhythms of traditional instruments, dancers in vibrant indigenous attire breathe life into the soul of Assamese culture, turning every performance into a moving tapestry of tradition and joy.
हम असम के सब लोगों के लिए जातीय उत्सव है बिहू। तो बिहू के इस समय हम सब लोगों का मन रंगीन होता रहता है, खिला रहता है। सिर्फ आदमी का ही नहीं, पेड़ पौधे का भी, प्रकृति का भी रूप चेंज होता है, तो वो नया पत्ता निकलता है, तो इस समय सब लोग खिलता रहता है। तो सब लोग गाना, नाचना सब कुछ एक साथ करते हैं हम लोग।
Basically we sing nature based songs, love based songs. And sometimes we give reference to historical songs also. So Bihu is all about those things. Basically we imitate nature.
In 2022, Assam set a world record with a mass Bihu performance at Guwahati Seru Sajai Stadium, where over 11,000 dancers came together to celebrate their cultural heritage. The event, recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records, showcased Assam's vibrant spirit and unity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who attended, praised the dancers for their dedication, coordination, and passion.
असम के हजारों कलाकारों की ये मेहनत, ये परिश्रम, ये तालमेल आज देश और दुनिया बड़े गर्व के साथ देख रही है। एक तो अवसर इतना बड़ा है, उत्सव इतना बड़ा है, दूसरा आपका जोश और आपका जज्बा ये लाजवाब है।
Traditional Indian arts like Dol Tasha and Bihu are more than performances. They're vibrant expressions of culture, community, and spirit. For individuals like Pooja, they offer balance between modern life and heritage. For communities like Assam, they showcase identity on a global stage. As these art forms evolve, they show that passion rooted in tradition can transcend boundaries and time.
In a fast-paced world, traditional Indian arts like Puneri Dhol and Bihu dance are not just surviving, they are thriving. Blending passion with profession, they celebrate identity, unity, and the enduring power of cultural expression. And with that, we wrap up today's episode of My India. We will see you next week at the same time. Till then, goodbye and take care.